YouTube is LMERicoTv, man. I'm back with another video, man. Y'all see what we got going on. Now, a YouTuber by the name of Matty Balls dropped a video called The Druski Allegations Explained. So you guys already know what time it is, man. If you're brand new to the channel or you've been watching videos on the channel but not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right now. As y'all see, I'm on the grind of 7K, and hopefully I hit that very soon. And also don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys get notified when I drop new videos. With that said, though, man, I just want to say, man, I was not expecting 2025 to begin like this for real, man. It's just been so much happening in literally 2 months. It's just crazy. So with that said, man, it's just at this point, expect the unexpected. But with that said, let's go ahead and get right back to get this video started, actually.
Recently, a lawsuit against Diddy was amended to include multiple names, and one of the names was Druski's. In this suit, he was accused of some very serious and terrible things that, if true, could land him in prison for a long time. Right after the allegations came out, though, Druski quickly responded, calling them false.
Also, y'all can pause and read anything that might show on the screen, because I know sometimes there's going to be stuff that shows, but I'm not going to pause the video every time to read every single thing. But other than that, let's get back to the video.
But to truly understand what Druski was accused of and why this whole lawsuit is just so strange, we have to look a bit deeper. Real quick, I do want to say, just because he's named in this lawsuit doesn't mean it's true. I'm not saying it's false either, but I do want to point to what happened to Jay-Z recently. A lot of people kind of jumped the gun on Jay-Z, who, if you haven't heard, was accused of being involved with Diddy as well. But after that happened, everyone went after Jay-Z. The entire internet was on fire. But then the accuser later dropped the suit. Allegedly, she admitted to fabricating the story and was just recently sued by Jay-Z for defamation. However, when Jay-Z was first accused, everyone was talking about it, but when all that stuff happened, it was pretty quiet. So I do want to say it's best to not jump the gun on these sorts of things because these are very serious.
And I'm that type of person where I will definitely wait until we get the full story and actual evidence and everything out there to justify what's going on and the allegations that's being out there and stuff, because we do got people that do be lying out here. But I'm not saying that everybody is lying, but it's definitely some people that do be lying about some of these types of situations and stuff like that. But definitely prayers to those that's really going through something like this or went through something like this and dealing with that, man, because nobody should ever have to go through a situation like that ever. But other than that, let's go ahead and get back to the video.
Serious accusations. And I also don't want to make it seem like I'm accusing the accuser of lying, but I just want to make sure that we're being fair and impartial to both sides. With that being said, let's break down what we know. On March 7th of this year, an ongoing lawsuit against Diddy was amended to add OBJ, Jaguar Wright, and Druski. Originally, this lawsuit was filed in late 2024.
In other news, Arizona residents are going to be happy to hear this. It just came out. There's a new website.
Similar to the Jay-Z lawsuit that I've previously discussed, all of this information in the lawsuit that they're accusing Druski and these others of was already there. They just referred to these people as John Doe or Jane Doe. But now it seems like the lawyers are confident enough to actually name people. So they must believe they have a good enough story or enough evidence. After being amended, news broke to the public on March 9th. One thing I did notice that was sort of weird is that none of the more credible pop culture news outlets really reported this. I didn't see anything from Rolling Stone, Complex, Billboard, or anything like that, which did have me a little concerned for the credibility of the lawsuit. But you can see on Pacer Monitor that this court document was properly amended and filed. The lawsuit is on behalf of 3 people, a Jane Doe, a John Doe, and a lady named Ashley Parham, so basically just one lady and 2 anonymous people. In this document, it's accusing Druski of being with Diddy and OBJ and some others at a party, and they're saying that he drugged and hit some women. This allegedly took place in 2018 at one of Diddy's infamous parties. However, you'll see what I mean in a second. Some of these details are very strange. For example, the lawsuit says Druski doused plaintiff with more oil/lubricant and then jumped on top of plaintiff's naked and oiled body, treating it like a slip and slide and knocking the wind out of plaintiff due to his enormous size, which, let's be honest, is such an insane thing to see in a lawsuit. Then it continued to say that Druski raped her while Diddy was in the room watching. Another weird sentence in the suit says, plaintiff John Doe took immediate notice of defendant Odell because when he took his clothes off, plaintiff remembers defendant being in great shape, especially in comparison to the naked bodies of defendants Diddy and Druski. The lawsuit also says, plaintiff John Doe witnessed defendant Druski douse plaintiff Parham in baby oil and then jumped and slid across her body. So these are just definitely really weird things to see in a lawsuit, an actual legal document. They're basically calling...
But we not gonna say that they're completely false because we don't really know and we don't really have the evidence or anything yet. So with that said, even though this shit do sound crazy for real, it's like, what the heck? Y'all know what I'm finna say, but it's like, bro, what's going on? It's crazy out here for real. If this is really what happened, then of course, definitely get them out of here. Get them gone. But this is just some wild ass shit, bro. It's crazy, for real.
Druski fat. They said he's enormous. They said that Odell looked great compared to him and Diddy's naked bodies. Like, these are just, again, really weird things. Another part of this lawsuit I found very strange is when they accused Jaguar Wright of trying to sex traffic one of the women, which, if you didn't know, is weird because she was one of the main people who was calling out Diddy and Jay-Z on live television with Piers Morgan.
And she been, I believe, doing this for years too. So it would be crazy if she was involved in anything for real that she pretty much has been speaking out about. So with that said, though, let's get back to the vid.
Morgan. So it doesn't make sense to me why she would be accusing them of this stuff and then also involved. It just doesn't make sense. Regardless, though, these are very serious accusations, and there was much more about Druski in the lawsuit, but it was all along the lines of what we just talked about. However, again, it's important to keep in mind this has not gone to court yet, and there's no evidence. Of course, though, very quickly the internet got on this, doing their own detective work, and they thought some old videos of Druski are looking pretty suspect with this new context.
I'll tell you this, I'm digging that Burberry you got on though, man. That's sexy.
This one, right?
That's hot. You smell good too, by the way. I meant to tell you that.
Help!
Like I mentioned, Twitter was on fire as soon as the news broke. A lot of fans were just mocking Druski and the entire situation. However, some others decided to poke some holes in the story since a lot of the details don't add up. There's also this video of Druski and Diddy from about 4 years ago that is now going viral again.
Don't mind if I do. I wouldn't.
I ain't gonna lie, they wild for this one though. They definitely wild for this one.
But in general,
though.
it seems like a lot of people are just making fun of the situation because no one really knows anything yet besides the fact that this lawsuit is real. But probably the strangest thing that people have been going back to is old interview clips of Druski where people have asked him if he's ever actually been to Diddy parties, in which he said he has.
You ever been to one of Diddy parties?
Yeah, I've been in attendance. I've been in attendance. Not, hey, what the fuck you smirking for?
I ain't seen.
I've been in attendance.
We just asking regular
That's all I
questions.
said. That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance.
We never been. We just asking.
We just
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. As soon as you asked, he said,
You had fun?
I ain't seen that.
"Yeah, you did."
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah, it was a party. I wasn't at one of them parties.
What party? Say that about the party. What party you talking about? What party you talking about?
I have been in attendance at a puff party. You know what I'm saying? I've been in attendance. Yeah, I went. Yeah,
Okay.
but I ain't. Yeah, nah. I don't know which party. The party I went to, it was girls. Turn up, you know what I'm saying? The regular, you know what I mean? Other celebrities and shit, yeah.
That's when you know it's lying when they say, I ain't been to one of them parties. Wait, what party?
Oh, that's crazy. Did you know, see,
So just all get while you at any of the
I ain't gonna lie, some of this shit Druski do be doing, it kind of be questionable, but like I said, I'm not gonna be that person that's just gonna say flat out, oh, I believe he actually did all of these things that this person said he did, because like I said, I'm a person that just want to wait and actually see the evidence and really see them get actually put in handcuffs and go to court over this. So with that said though, man, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but comment down below how y'all feel so far about this situation. And with that said, let's get back to the vid.
What the? Where did that come from? How did that? Of all questions.
When did you miss that train?
How did that go?
That train might have left
He-
the
That train
station.
took
I mean, honestly too, it could be him just trying to laugh off the uncomfortable, like the awkwardness or whatever the case may be in them type of question situations. But Y'all comment down below how it looked to y'all, but it looked like he pretty much trying to laugh off being uncomfortable. Like, it's just making him uncomfortable, so he's just trying to make light of the whole situation or whatever the case may be to try to make shit more comfortable, but it's kind of not working. Y'all can just see throughout the clips that it ain't going nowhere for him. Like, he's the main one that's really just doing a little more than what the other people are actually doing. Like, they just asking him questions, but he's taking it a step further with the way he reacts to them. So I don't know, but y'all comment down below how y'all feel that make him look into this whole situation. But let's get back to the video.
Right there to
That
get on
train
that.
took off from the station for sure.
were close.
Yeah. I wasn't at that train station.
You left early? You left
No,
early?
that was down the street from me. I wasn't there. No.
Did you ever meet Diddy?
Yo, what the
Bro, yo, I forgot you
He's like,
actually
yo,
might have.
I've seen
He
pictures
actually
with you
might have.
there.
And of course, Reddit has also been going crazy about the shocking news. I will say that there's also quite a bit of misinformation floating around this subject, like there always is with news. For example, I saw one person saying that they thought it made sense because Druski lived with OBJ around this time. However, that isn't true, and they lived together in,
See, that's why I can't be that person, bro, that just, as soon as I see something on the internet, oh, I automatically assume that it's real. Like, this is what happened for real. Like, no, it's always two sides to a story or whatever the case may be. But we're never going to fully know the real story because we wasn't there. Unless you was a person that was actually involved in the situation and et cetera, then those are the people that would only really know what happened for real. But for those of us that's on the outside looking in, I just feel like it's best for us to wait until the real evidence and there are people put in handcuffs and actually given a sentence or something. Like, they really getting convicted of what they're being accused of. So with that said, I'm that person. But other than that, y'all comment down below. But with that said, let's get back to the vid.
2020 or 2021. Another rumor I saw is that people were calling this a RICO case and saying that, you know, since it's RICO, it's the feds who actually did the lawsuit, but that isn't true either. Like I explained, it's just a lawsuit coming from individuals, and in the suit they accused Diddy of having a RICO sort of enterprise, but it's not an actual RICO case. So clearly what we're seeing here is the internet freaking out and just trying to assume that whenever someone is in the slightest bit associated with Diddy, that they're totally guilty. One fan on Reddit put it well when they said, I hate that people just go, he attended Diddy parties, so he 100% did X. Like, I would guess most big celebrities went to these parties, probably because Diddy threw some of the best parties. But it's what happened in secret that was the issue. Also, I would guess he would sprinkle normal parties in with wild ones, as having them every time would be too open, and just to get the people that attended suspected and have some deniability in there. So it just goes to show that a lot of people online were jumping the gun. And with the internet going so crazy, making these memes, talking about it, theorizing, very quickly Druski responded. Druski posted to his Instagram and Twitter, "This allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke living with my mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for actual victims of abuse, but I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to peddle false narratives." And this statement is what I personally believe causes these accusations to have some holes, especially since it's pretty well known that Druski blew up during the COVID lockdown in 2020. Many people attributed his success to the rise of both Jack Harlow and everyone being locked up inside wanting to watch some funny videos. Sure, he was a small fry creator in 2018 and he could have been there, but in my opinion that doesn't seem very likely. It does seem like the majority of people sided with Druski after his response.
I wish Druski didn't even dignify that foolishness with a response. Like, whoever created that story didn't even try to make it sound believable, and stories like this one just make it harder for real victims to be believed.
And then also, it's still just a stain on your name. I get why he did say something.
Between the absurdity of the claims in the lawsuit and just the crazy way it was written, and the fact that Druski wasn't famous back then, it does seem unlikely that this could be possible. But at the same time, you never really know what the situation is until it properly goes through the legal system, and we may end up seeing more evidence. Still though, after what happened with Jay-Z's accuser, it's tough to know for sure until everything plays out. If you like this video, you might like my video explaining Jay-Z's situation because I mentioned it earlier, and watching that.
And that's pretty much the end of the video, man. I'm definitely that person that's just gonna wait until somebody actually gets put in handcuffs, going to court over what they're being accused of, and possibly getting convicted of what they're being accused of. So with that said though, man, y'all comment down below how y'all feel throughout this whole video about the whole situation and pretty much so forth and so on. But with that said though, man, if you're brand new to the channel, you've been watching videos on the channel but not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right now. As y'all see, I'm on the grind of 7K, and hopefully I hit that very soon. And also don't forget to turn on post notifications so you guys get notified when I drop new videos. With that said though, man, that's the end of the vid, and I'm gonna catch you guys later on with more, so stay tuned. Peace.